5 years ago, almost to this day, I was struggling with a really bad migraine. I woke up hoping I'd be feeling better because my newborn baby Annika had slept a few more hours than usual. But when I did wake up, I felt disorientated. I walked slowly to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror. I couldn't believe what I saw. I didn't recognize my face. Half of my face was bright red and frozen. I was confused and it terrified me. My heart was pounding. I worried, what's happened to me? I touched my face and my skin felt unfamiliar, disconnected to who I am, who I was. I tried to smile, but I couldn't move the muscles on one side of my face. I was thinking, this is me done, game over. I called out for my husband, who came running up the stairs asking me what was wrong, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. And I realized at that point that my hearing was affected too. We made an emergency doctor's appointment, and as I was getting ready, my mind was racing. Why was this happening to me? What would my daughters think? They were bound to notice. Wasn't I the psychologist, the one who was supposed to have all of the solutions to life's challenges? Deep down, however, I knew I was out of my depth. I'd been pulled in so many directions, playing so many roles, wearing so many hats: wife, mother, daughter, driver, chef, teacher, professional. As I reflected, I realized that this was an outward sign of the stress that I was facing from within. How often do you stop to think about how you're really feeling? This question is more pertinent today than ever before. Our resilience and tolerance levels have been tested during this global pandemic, as we've had to rearrange the way we work, school, and live our lives. We've worked so hard, but have we afforded ourselves the time to slow down and ask if we're really okay? Or is that just an afterthought? As a psychologist, I like to use a term called self-connection. This was a term coined by renowned health psychologist, Dr. Christine Klussman. Now, when we self-connect, we are in alignment with our thoughts, our feelings, and our emotions. The beauty of this alignment is that we get to meet our emotional, spiritual, and physical needs. There was a time before that morning when I woke up when my self-connection was the last thing on my to-do list. It felt like something I just didn't have the time for. The doctor prescribed steroids and made an appointment with a specialist. The specialist confirmed, you have a rare case of Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. Wow, I hadn't expected that. When I asked the doctor for my prognosis, he uttered the words that I most feared. You will never recover. I will never recover? That was on my to-do list? No, it wasn't. I had to recover. I thought long and hard about what got me to this place. I reflected deeply. And what I realized is that it was my sense of duty and my conviction, my sense of responsibility that had led me here. At that point, my strength had become a weakness. Over time, I made a commitment to start decluttering my life, taking tiny little baby steps to detach myself from the chaos that existed. And over time, things did get better. By no means was it imminent, but change occurred. I realized through that journey that human connection, my own human connection, and embracing my own human messiness was not a burden, it was a personal responsibility. And today I'm going to share with you 3 steps that I took to connect with myself that will hopefully help you on a journey as we go into this new normal. The first step is self-awareness. Self-awareness is a vital starting point. When you give yourself permission to stop running in the rat race, you can step away from your to-do list and really pay attention to how you're feeling. You see, I was juggling so many balls with a back-to-back schedule. I honestly thought that there was no space to let anything go. The more I said yes to everything outside of me, the more I said no to my own self-care. Give yourself the permission to be here, right now. Psychologists Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert found in their study that 47% of people had a wandering mind. 47% of their sample were not present. How many of you are present right now and listening? Great. They also found that those people who had a wandering mind were less likely to be happy. I learned that when I connected with myself on this level, it helped me become aware of what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and what my body was telling me. I now prioritize myself from the noise, from the chaos, and I take time to rest when I feel like I need to. On this journey of raising your self-awareness, it can be difficult to lean into how you feel because you're in a conflict between honoring your authentic needs to what you feel is expected of you. And a desire to be perfect can arise. And this is the second point that I'd like to share with you today, which is reject perfection. When I looked in the mirror, I wasn't happy with what I saw, because to me it wasn't the Mamta that I once knew. I was so hard on myself, and we're all hard on ourselves. We're constantly bombarded with messages, whether it be from social media, our community, or society, messages on how we should behave, how we should look, what we should achieve. These messages can have a dire impact on our self-esteem. Think about what's motivating you. Are you driven from your purpose from within? Or are you striving to achieve a goal based on accolades, achievements, and aesthetics outside? There are 3 forms of perfectionism that were found in the study. These forms of perfectionism are self-orientated perfectionism. So self-orientated perfectionism is when you strive to achieve perfection, where you believe that other people are holding such high standards of you, and you're harsh and you're judgmental. Another form of perfectionism is other-orientated perfectionism. This is where you hold other people to such high standards. Social-orientated perfectionism is where you live up to society's needs, society's wants and expectations of you. Now, I fell into the bucket of socially prescribed perfectionism. Obviously, it was graciously done. But when I cut myself some slack and I realized that actually good enough was good enough, things felt easier, life felt lighter, and I was able to navigate myself through the challenges, through the rat race, and through the complexities that presented themselves. So ask yourself, is what I'm doing based on accolades from the external, or is what I'm doing motivated from within, driven from a place of my purpose? And the last point that I'd like to share with you is make powerful choices. You can choose to create the life that you deserve. You can choose to create the life that you desire. Whatever you choose, own the choice that you make. Don't be a victim of your circumstances. The current state doesn't have to be. It can be different and it can be better. The intensity and challenge of life isn't any less now. We just have a different set of challenges. But how you approach and how you choose to approach those challenges and the complexities is really your choice to make. don't find yourself standing in front of the mirror like I did. Make human connection a personal responsibility, and this new normal will be a more connected place to be. Thank you.